getting there.
Yeah. Whoa!
We're on now, aren't we?
We are definitely on. We are wild, and we've got stuff everywhere.
We're both wild.
Giving away the magic of Hollywood right here, aren't I?
Hollywood.
Feels like Hollywood. The big light back there.
Hmm.
Back of my next hand, I think. What do you reckon?
Could be.
How are we, people? Welcome. Episode 153.
Nah.
Which just reminded me, I just forgot to do a post about this show today.
153. It can't be 153.
Yep. 153. Sure? Well, last week was 152, I reckon.
You sure?
So, welcome everybody. Another Hearns live. And what a mad day we've had.
It is 153.
It's been a mad day every day, but today has been particularly mad. We just try and cram too much in. We've been down on Burrawong Ma, down here on the Yarra, haven't we? And we were basically flying. Well, I don't want to give a seat yet.
No, you can't say.
No, I can't say that we were flying. Can't say that we were flying something.
No,
I can't say that.
What?
All right, I won't say that we were flying something. I won't say it.
No, we're told off and everything.
All right. Welcome. So we rushed back, shop full of people, and you know who you are. Everybody's valuable, even those who I say that are.
It's all good. Welcome, mate. And
who's watching? What comments have we got?
We've got lots of comments. So Craig Jones is on. Hello.
Yep.
We've got Jeff. We've got Thunder Turbine 88.
Thunder Turbine 88. That's a new one for me.
Mm.
Welcome, Thunder Turbine 88.
Retro Rob's on too.
Good year, that.
Okay. 88.
88. For turbines.
Oh, there you go.
What else you got?
We've got people guessing the car already. We haven't even talked about it.
Let's talk about it then.
All right. So here is Car of the Week.
What is Car of the Week, BJ?
Car of the Week? Well, you want me to tell you now?
No.
Oh, what do we need to know? So we need to know
commonly referred to as cow.
Cow.
Car of the Week.
Oh. The make.
Make.
The model.
Model.
The year.
The year.
And who drove it, I guess. Or what was significant about this? No one can see who drove it, can they?
I'm not sure. Did somebody drive it?
I think so.
Wasn't Levi? Did Levi drive it?
I don't think so.
Don't know then.
I know.
I'm not sure.
Well. And then the weight of as well.
That's right. We're going to weigh it. Yeah? That's the best. People love that, don't they?
They do.
They don't care as long as they know how much it weighs.
That's right. All right.
The colour might be hard.
The colour?
Well, it's probably not a factory colour if it's got all those Go Fast stickers on it.
I don't know. What, you're saying it's not a normal blue?
Oh, it's a dark blue. I don't want to give it away.
I don't think you have.
Welcome.
All right.
Right, what have we got on?
We were going to talk about what happened last week.
Oh.
What did we do last week?
We had a public holiday this week.
That was this week?
Yeah, Anzac Day. Yeah, Anzac Day. So to commemorate that, after the dawn service, we ducked off to Knox off-road track, didn't we? 1/10 off-road track. And we did that for a couple of reasons. First one was to have fun. Second one was to get some footage.
Fun.
Didn't matter what of. And third one was to test some tyres.
Yes.
In our latest week shipment. And also to put the FSR Victory, aptly known as Winnie, through its paces, and see if it could brake. And unfortunately, it looks like the only thing that can brake that truck is driving it full pelt on 3S into the Super Soaker. And that didn't even brake. That just popped the ball thing. It just popped back on.
That's right.
That's right. Easy fix. So we crashed and bashed it around the track a bit. On 2S, of course, with respect to the club. And it was really, really cool. And we tested some tyres. And I've got actually Winnie's on the counter having a breather.
Really?
Yeah, but we have got a two-wheel drive.
We did run these, didn't we?
We did.
How good were they?
They were super cool. If you jump on the overhead, we can see these tyres are nearing production. And I've grabbed the wrong bag, of course.
How have I done?
I'm not sure.
Oh, that's what I've done.
Are we on?
We're on.
Are we still live?
We are.
Did you push the broadcast button?
Yes.
And we've got audio. Good.
Yeah. I think people can hear.
Nobody said anything.
No, that's right.
Covering all the bases because it's been a bit like that today.
I could be reading our lips. What have we got here?
We've got a car with dotty tyres on. Pin tyres. Bumpy tyres.
Square dots.
Tyres. These are even better. These are called Square Armour.
Square armor.
Yep, sweet square armor.
Right.
And this particular one here on this car is a silver compound, what we run and recommend. And I've put a closed cell insert in this.
Mm-hmm.
So we have them available with open cell insert.
Right.
I also had open cells glued up as well.
Yes.
And I think I preferred the open cell. I think they made the car a little bit easier to drive.
So open cell is softer.
A little bit, yeah, like softer, like basically like running
less air pressure.
like running 10 psi less air pressure.
Mm.
But ultimately they probably wouldn't go as fast when pushed. But speaking for myself, yeah, I'm not at that level where I'm really going to be pushing a modified two-wheel drive buggy around an unprepped Knox track. They just didn't offer the traction, and I didn't have the skills or capability. So
That was challenging, wasn't it?
that was very challenging. And then here we've got the all-new sweep orbits on the two-wheel drive.
Should we get closer on that?
And the reason that we put them on just for a few laps was purely for photogenic purposes. And that is a web design. And these are the ones that we've tested and developed here in Australia. These are definitely closed cell. And these are the gold magenta compound, all new clay compound. And these are absolutely going to be phenomenal. They weren't perfect where we were using them because we did require a pin tire.
Yeah, it was pretty loose, wasn't it?
It was very loose.
Yeah.
So that's not a loose, that is an oil track or blue groove track
Yes.
tire. But nonetheless, it still went
So in
around with
comparison.
some laps.
That is a tyre that works best there.
Yeah, that is definitely the tire that works best there. So, and even you pedaled the four-wheel drive around, didn't you?
I did. Gave me
So-
a workout.
The YZ4 SF2, or MO 1.0. Yeah,
Well, I used to drive my dogfighter in the early days around Knox.
yeah, you had an 870C.
Mm.
That was going front one.
Mm.
Was it 870C?
It was what
That
they call
was-
a super dogfighter.
That was probably one of the most iconic four-wheel drives ever. No, that was like the granddaddy.
It was. And that was like the basis of all the other works models.
Until they went to shaft drive,
Mm.
they were all based off that, weren't they?
That's right. Same drivetrains.
Yeah, very cool. And even the touring cars, wasn't it? The first
it was
generation
based on
touring
all those.
cars.
Yep.
So very cool. But yeah, so we run around the two-wheel drive and the four-wheel drive, and we had a blast. We did about, I don't know, 6 batteries.
Mm.
We put about 3 batteries through the ready-to-run monster truck, and that ended up all sorts of places.
Well, it just keeps going, doesn't it?
You just keep it peaked. Yeah.
Battery life is not a problem these days.
No, it's really not, is it?
No.
It's really uncommon to have either a ready-to-run car or a competition car that's the same first lap as it is like the last lap. You go, I'm pulling off now. Something's going to be on fire.
Yep.
You know,
Fire.
no, something's going to be burning down.
Yes, yes.
Because we're just not used to it. BJ and I both being, old school racers, we just couldn't run cars for that long.
No, that's
And
right.
anything but the best cells back then would lose their edge after the first minute to minute and a half.
Yep.
Unless you had brand new match cells, like, I don't mean brand new as in only used like 2 or 3 times, they would go off after 2-3 minutes, after 1 minute. So really, really cool. Yep, we had fun down at Knox Off-Road Club.
Loved it.
I'll be going down again Sunday Arvo, actually.
Oh, this Sunday?
Yep.
Mm.
So we got Maddie and the Hearns, Sebby and the Hearns Racing boys going down there for a run. It's
Mhm.
just a club day.
Yep.
So if you want to have a look at some 110th racing, get down there. Say hello to the Hearns boys. I'll be down in the afternoon to say hello and have some fun.
For sure.
All right, car of the week
All right, we got some guesses.
already.
Yeah, guesses came early.
Yeah, well, is
Where
it
are they?
iconic?
Oh, I guess so. Retro Rob says Camaro.
Camaro. Well, what's a Camaro?
It's a type of car.
Is it a Mazda?
Might be.
Mazda Camaro,
Doesn't quite sound right though, does it?
doesn't it?
Mazda Camaro.
Camaro?
Mazda-
Caramo?
no.
Toyota Camaro? I'm not sure.
It is a Camaro.
It is definitely a Camaro.
Yeah, it is.
67. Is it a 67? No. It's actually not a 67.
Not a 67.
Well, I can't actually confirm that because this car, it doesn't actually say the model of the car, but this is a very specific model of a car.
Yeah, and that's where Con, he's probably quite right here.
Is it?
I reckon he's normally pretty right.
Yep. What's Con say?
71 Bob Jane Camaro ATCC Z28.
What? No.
Isn't it?
Well, no. Well, it's not from that. This is a specific car from a specific race.
Ah.
Okay, and that's not the information I've got at hand.
No, it isn't, is it?
So I'm not saying it could be like Bathurst. It could
Mhm.
be, I don't know, Phillip Island. What other
Mhm.
racetracks? Could be Oran Park. I don't know. Could be. It's a racetrack and a year.
It's from a specific race.
Yeah. So I'm not sure what happened that race.
Yep.
But it's from that race.
Yep.
So and that, I mean, maybe it is a 69 Camaro. I
Yep.
don't know.
Oh,
But-
look, Jeff's already guessed a weight.
What?
900 grams.
Are we going to get the scales out?
We are.
What's he done to his photo?
What do you mean?
Jeff,
Where is it?
what's he done to his profile pic? That's not what it's. Oh,
Really colourful.
he's got Monty on there.
Monty.
Monty the X-Max.
Where's our scales? I reckon they've been put in a really safe place where no one can find them ever again. And someone will find them in 50 years' time and say, "Dude, this is a bit of a relic."
On the packing bench.
Probably. I don't know.
Well, if I hear somebody ferreting around after, I'll send them to get them. Otherwise, I'll have to run.
Hmm.
Oh, hey, Dad.
Yeah.
You know the little white scales, the scientific scales that we use for our model cars? Or postage, one of the two. They seem to have been cleaned up from the studio. If you could.
Oh, look at that.
Oh, here we go.
They have been found.
There we go. Thank you very much, team. We got it. Thanks,
Yeah.
Dan.
Excellent. Glad I could help.
All right, so how are we going to do this?
How are we going to do this? Well,
So
nobody's,
it's gotta-
nobody's
it's gotta
allowed to know,
sit.
and I don't want to put the car in focus. So can I do this,
Yeah,
and then do this,
yeah. What are we looking at?
and then we'll do that?
Is it sitting properly?
Yep. Can you read it?
Yeah.
Yep.
It's not 900 grams.
It's not 900 grams.
It's
Zero.
higher.
And we'll go again. And we might have to round up a gram, I think. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, that's higher than 900.
Definitely higher than 900
Oh,
peeps.
I'm telling you, this guy. Retro Rob's already out there.
Right.
978.
Higher. Lower.
Lower.
Higher? I forget.
It's lower. You're saying I couldn't remember.
That's right.
Okay, so it's higher than 900,
Higher than 900.
but below 978.
All right.
All right, let's move on.
What have we got to move on to? Do you want to talk big and exciting?
Let's pull it out. And let's look at that box as well.
Oh, you
What do you
don't,
got
have to,
there?
you don't
You're
have
off
to-
camera.
you don't have to tempt me.
And no one can see what you're doing. What is that?
You don't have to tempt me to whip it out.
What is that? Oh, what is
Look.
that? Oh, this is a bit tricky. We've got to make sure that we don't get all the reflections.
This is bespoke.
There we go.
We
What
don't
is it?
We're going to spoil the magic of Hollywood. They're going to see that we use beautification lights,
Beautification.
and they're turned up to maximum.
That's why it looks so beautiful, right?
That's right. We are looking at a Porsche.
Now, this has been long anticipated. Like a
How
lot
many?
of
How
stuff.
many? It's half scale, isn't it? So
Half
look,
scale.
is it half scale?
1/8.
Oh, 1/8.
Half scale.
So it's half and 1/4.
Yeah.
That's 1/8 scale. I knew it wasn't a half
Look at
scale.
it. It's a Lotus 72D of Emerson Fittipaldi.
How cool is that?
So this is a die-cast and plastic kit.
And didn't our friend from the Model Expo last year,
Yeah.
he did the Ducati?
Yes,
That was JPS Black and Gold, wasn't
it
it?
was.
He would
because-
love this.
He would. Because what was it? It was the anniversary, wasn't it? Of JPS first starting. I
Yeah.
don't remember what anniversary it was.
He
But
would love this.
iconic. Black.
We need to
And
get in
gold.
touch.
Yeah.
We need to get in touch and hook him up. He'll put this in Model Expo for sure.
Hey, good does it look?
He'll even get it finished by then.
Now, we were going to see if we could maybe have a look at it, eh?
It's a big box. It's
Pretty fresh, isn't it?
It's a beautiful box.
Well, this just came in.
Well, it did literally come in like 3 minutes ago, didn't it? Have a look at that.
Beautiful. All right, let's try to crack it open.
I might hit the big rat.
You might.
I reckon they're going to keep us out of it.
Yeah, it's sealed, isn't it?
It's going to be a box in a box.
It's sealed.
Box in a
It's sealed,
box.
look at that. It's got a seal on it, so
Oh.
we're not going to open the seal, sorry.
We're not going to open the factory guarantee.
No. So
No.
this is-
Hey, the
There's the
instruction.
manual.
We can open the manual.
Yeah, let's have a look at the manual, eh?
Oh,
Oh,
oh.
cracked it.
And the lid of the box has got pictures on it.
Yes.
I'll get this out the way because it's a bit disturbing.
All right,
Be
let's have a look.
careful here.
Got a manual here. That's pretty thick.
Well, I'd hope so. Have you built yourself a Porsche before?
I haven't. I've looked at a couple of the earlier Porsche kits. This is
Now-
of the more modern type, which is die-cast metal.
Now might be a good time for you to start.
What do you mean? But I've already started on.
Yeah, but since you've got all your Model Expo ones done for this year,
I haven't finished them all. What are you talking about?
no, but next week you will. Got more time on your hands on Sunday.
No, that's true. That's true. What have we got here? How thick is this?
Not as thick as some,
Hang on, I've missed a page.
of course. Knowing you probably wouldn't even follow the instructions.
What have we got here?
Assembly icons.
Okay, so this is how you follow.
WD1. I know WD40. I don't know WD1.
Well, they're the predecessors. All right, so you got a drawing of the kit there, and then we go into the assembly.
Ooh.
Look at all this. What are we doing here? This
Putting-
parts of the engine.
Putting on engines, starter motors. This wouldn't have had a starter motor, surely.
Exhaust.
Exhaust, big exhaust,
Yep.
cylinder banks.
Oh, look at that. There's the V section, eh? There's the top bit of that intake.
Got injectors on there. Have a look at that.
Flywheel. You got the inboard discs, ventilated.
Inboard ventilator discs.
Oh, this is
Two-piece.
pretty compact, isn't it? Gearbox. It's all screwed together. You got the exhaust supports. What's that thing at? Is it gear shift?
A bit of shift road.
And then we got suspension going on. And then we got some wiring bits. And
Brake
some more
lines.
suspension. What's this bit?
It's the start of the K-frame, is it? The rear suspension assembly.
Ah, yep.
How
It's pretty in there, isn't it?
That is really cool. Have
And
a
this
look
is-
at that. You even get to plumb up the mechanical fuel pump. How cool is that?
Maybe it's still engine. That's
Yeah.
back in the days when a lot of suspension was hanging off the engine, wasn't
It's
it?
got 20 pages of engine.
When did it finish? We've still got the engine here. Bits hanging off it. You got the intake trumpets. Oh, we're going into bodywork now.
I think you're going to enjoy this. I really think.
All right, starting to get the monocoque areas, are we? That's a front end suspension. Yep. What do you call that? Suspension box? Is it? What do you call this frame?
Suspension sub assembly. I don't know.
Yep.
Subframe.
Pedals going in,
Pedal box.
cockpit, seats.
Wow, that is so cool.
Just over halfway here. What's what here?
Putting on some more of the rear assembly. Oh, you're mating the front and rear halves of the
Oh, it looks
chassis.
like a car now. Got the front, the nose frame, wing going on, rear wing.
Wing a ding ding.
That's it.
Windscreen.
Top of the cowling.
That is so cool. Then you go to decals.
It's a bit special, isn't it? There you go.
Posher.
Oh, sure.
That is epic.
Do you remember we got the Panigale last time?
Yes,
Didn't last time, did it?
not at all. So we have got a couple of these, but these are going to be so special.
Mm.
I should get straight on the blower to Tony P.
He needs money in his life, doesn't he?
No, I don't think he does. Well, that is amazing. No, but that is just classic, isn't it?
Mm.
I mean, it's
Very
probably
nice.
just old people, but if you ask a kid to draw an F1 car, that's sort of what it's going to look like, isn't it?
Yeah. I like the high intake too. Big box here.
Very
Nice.
cool.
Big model.
Big?
Big. 1/8 scale.
How much would it weigh?
I think it's 7 kilos.
What, when it's finished?
Yeah.
Big
Special.
enough. Big
Like
enough to
that.
sit in.
You need one of them.
Emerson Fittipaldi.
That's him.
Is it?
Emerson. He would have won in this, wouldn't he?
I don't know, a bit before my time.
Really?
A bit before my time,
Is
yeah.
it? Oh.
I'm not quite that old. I look it. Definitely look it. I'm off camera. Everybody's off camera.
What do you mean?
I feel like that was car of the week. I'm sort of a little bit
This one?
better anticlimax now.
What do you mean? No, everyone's coming up with weights now.
Already.
Everyone's given up with the details.
They don't
We go on
care.
weights, that's more fun.
So we think it's a Camaro. Well, we know it's a Camaro, but who makes a Camaro? We don't know a make. We know its model's called a Camaro. We don't have a year and the particular model of it.
Yeah.
You know, like it's a such and such from such and such.
Yes.
So
Or
if you guys can help us out with that. And the
just
num-
come up with 960 grams.
the 9
It's higher, isn't it?
higher.
It's Higher than that.
It's definitely higher. Definitely higher. It's definitely lower than 978.
That's right.
Right?
All right.
What have we got?
So we've got other stuff to look at now, right?
Do you want to have a look in Brett's bag?
Oh, you got something in your bag.
Yeah.
Oh,
I
you got
packed
it.
it.
got a big one.
I packed a bag for this.
Excellent.
Hey, come with me on a journey.
Oh, I will.
Hey?
I will. I'm there. I'm there. What we got?
Pack your bag. I'm taking you on a guilt trip. No, here we go.
Good trip.
A guilt trip. Here we go.
I never feel guilty. Oh,
Up, up. It's a bit sneaky, isn't it? It's a sneaky little.
you got some sweepy bits.
Ah, I wanted to talk about these. This is refreshment. Do you know what these are?
Rubber tires.
These are the brand new DX36s.
Ah, them.
And we've been probably talking about these for a week or two now. They're coming to stock.
Mhm.
But congratulations to our very own Hearns racing driver,
Mr.
John
Fuse.
Puce. John Puce has picked himself up a factory contract.
That's right.
So he's got support and direct links with Yokomo Japan
Mhm.
to help us make the BD12 and beyond awesome.
Mm.
So our factory team now that's been announced, we've got Anthony Coretti
Yes.
in doing 1/10 on-road and off-road.
Mhm.
We've got Simon Nicholson
Yes.
doing 1/10 on-road.
On-road.
We've got John Puce who's in the 1/10 team manager on-road department.
Yes.
And then we've got Matthew Jenkins. And then we're waiting for that artwork to come out.
Mm.
But Matt Jenkins doing team manager 1/10 off-road, helping out Yokomo Australia wide with that stuff.
It's good stuff.
So and helping run the team for us.
Good news.
So that is really cool. So to celebrate Johnny Puce, we have put the tires on special. We've done a special deal.
Yep.
I don't like talking about prices on the show, but jump online, jump the link, save yourself some coin. The fastest tires have never been cheaper, and they won't be. They're cheaper than any other tire out there.
That's right.
They're faster, and you can. And if you buy some of these tires cheap, you can thank Johnny Puce for it.
That's right.
You know, and that's a special. It's not going to last long either.
Celebration.
You can't just give them away.
That's right.
But it's a celebration. So
It's a party.
congratulations, Johnny Puce, and help us celebrate. Pick yourself up some really fast tires, really cheap.
Very cool. What else you got in there?
What else have I got in
You
there?
got more than just those tires. You got some other.
Ah,
What are these things?
P1 Performance.
Oh.
Now, okay,
These
we've
are a bit
we've had these in. These are for 8 scale.
Oh.
Now, I felt that the 8 scale off-road boys have been a bit left out as far as we've got some big races coming up.
We're doing indeed. Very
We've
soon.
got-
too.
Very soon. We've got the big titles coming up. We've got lots of racing around the place coming up interstate. So if you guys want to take the chance to get yourself some top quality pre-mounts at a very, very cheap price, we've put the P1 Performer range on special. Just to help guys out, help you get really good tires, get them on track, get them happening. So P1 Performers are getting on clearance too. So if you race 1/8 buggy, or even if you want to, I suggest you look these up and you hook yourself up with some really good tires, really, really cheap.
Pretty good value.
They're really good value, and they're a world-class rubber.
Yeah.
They are absolutely phenomenal. What else have I got in my
Oh, you
bag?
got more.
Yeah,
Really? What do you got? What is that?
got some mega noodles.
What are mega noodles?
Mega
What,
noodles.
is that like stuff I have for dinner? What's that? Oh, they're chunky.
These are wires. No, these aren't the ones you think they are.
Oh.
These are just something I wanted to revisit. I don't
Oh,
know
they're
if
chunky.
you guys know that we do the JPRC range of wiring accessories,
Mhm.
and they do servo extensions. They do Dean style connectors, Traxxas plugs,
Hmm.
all that sort of stuff we get through JPRC.
Yep.
They also do really, really high quality silicon wire. And I forgot about it until we've actually got blue as well. So we got blue, orange, red, white, and black. So we've got lots of colors of silicon wire.
Mhm.
We're a big fad lately to put black on it. I don't know why, but anyway, if you want to get yourself
That's stealthy, so you don't even know what
factory,
clarity it is.
so you can let the smoke come out of everything. I didn't know.
That's right. At least you can see it.
You can't blame yourself for plugging in the red one to the black
That's
one
right.
if you can't see it.
That's it.
So, no, in case you guys are looking for really good quality silicon wire, check out the website and check out JPRC quality wiring accessories.
So we got 12 gauge.
12 gauge, I've got
and
14
and we got
and 16, 18.
and Chunka Munka.
Yeah, there's some 8.
There's 8 gauge as well. If you have to.
I know I do. I absolutely must. I haven't yet, but I must.
Pretty thick, isn't it?
It is. It is. People picked on me when I put 10 gauge on my two-wheel drive buggy. Wait till they see my phase with 8 gauge.
Phase with 8 gauge.
Hey, why not?
Yeah, well, that's it.
Just like that much of it, just the joiner. Just
Yeah. Maybe a talking point.
yeah, I know. I know. So yeah,
Excellent.
so that's what's in Brett's bag.
I got some stuff in my corner too.
Want to go back to the car?
Oh, you want to go back to the car?
Yeah.
What have we got on the car? Oh, people actually got years and stuff now.
Yep. Bingo. Who said that?
Retro Rob,
Retro Rob's in there. 72.
1972. That is correct.
I can say that it says 1972 on the box. So
Retro Rob again.
Chev, that's where we get in there. Rob is tidying this one up today. So it's a Chevy Camaro 1972. Now tell me what race it's from. It raced.
Well, it's narrowed it down, isn't it?
It has narrowed it down. It raced in Australian touring cars,
Mhm.
the ATCC that
Mhm.
year. So, but the delivery or something, it's something special.
Yep.
Anyway, and it should be those car guys out there should be able to pick it. Maybe they went white in the next race. I don't know. Maybe it was a special number 7.
You making stuff up now?
Could be.
All
All right.
What do I got?
It's something in your corner
I have. I got some new kits.
with sloths, you said.
What?
Sloths.
Sloths, these cute little animals that will move really slow.
I don't know. You said something about a sloth?
I said slats.
Slats. Sorry.
Slat, sloth, the same thing.
Yeah, right.
It's just an accent.
What's a slat?
Slat is that fence-looking thing on the outside of the vehicle.
So it's not an aerodynamic aid?
No, it probably hinders that. You know why they have that on there?
It's easy to climb up.
No. Actually protects the actual vehicle from particular explosives.
Oh, really?
And it's not a new thing. They actually started using these in World War II.
Really?
But
So,
for some reason,
How
they
old's
weren't-
this model?
This is actually modern.
What do you mean?
Like 2008, this one is when they.
What?
Yeah. This is a modern truck, or what Jack called an MRAP. I don't know whether that's like a multi-purpose thing. So it's a troop carrier.
Doesn't look very Australian.
No, it's British.
Oh, it's British.
Yes.
Oh,
So the idea with the slats
yes.
is you might notice that it's become quite. Well, I guess the media shows a lot in the Ukrainian war.
Mhm.
The tanks are starting to put the mesh on the top of the turret.
The mesh.
So the idea is that's to stop the javelins, because the javelins
What's
are
a
designed-
javelin?
It's an anti-tank missile, whereas previous anti-tank missiles usually go straight into the tank at a particular point. These actually fly and come down through the roof of the turret, which is the thinnest part of the armor.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
How come?
Well, because the designers figure that when a tank fights another tank, nothing's going to come from the top, except for maybe aircraft.
Oh,
And to reduce weight, and so they put extra armor on the fronts and the sides, but less on the top, keep weight down.
I'm not sure if I was watching a video game or the news. Did they drop stuff from a drone like in the top of the sunroof of the tank? Do tanks have sunroofs?
You can call it a sunroof, it's a hatch.
A hatch. Yeah. And they leave
They
that
do.
open. They leave that open for air
can't-
conditioning.
I can't believe how accurate these drone flyers are these days. I'll drop a grenade, like a handheld grenade.
Mm.
It'll automatically pull a pin and drop it, and it'll get it through the holes. Like if someone left the hatch open, it'll go straight through the hatch
Through the
into the inside
through the cat door.
and go pop. And
So that's real life.
it's real life.
So they put the slats
So the slats
on
is
top.
so that's for the javelin. That's not for the drones. Drones
Oh.
dropping grenades. Well, the grenade will hit the slat and just fall off it or slide off. That's why the angle like a 10.
Oh.
But for these, they don't have that. Okay, so this is designed for the what do they call them?
Not sure.
The RPGs, which is a
RPG.
rocket propelled missile, and they're designed to actually explode before it hits the armor, and it pushes plasma through the armor. So it's actually a really tiny hole that's melted through the armor.
Plasma,
Yep, and once it gets inside, it just wreaks havoc, like burns everything.
like laser beams.
That's it.
Really?
So the idea here is that
Sounds quite violent.
it sets it off early before the plasma actually. So the plasma releases some of this energy before it actually hits the armor, so it doesn't actually penetrate. So that's the idea of having.
So the plasma doesn't work anymore.
That's right.
We'll have to go back to sharks with laser beams.
That's the idea of this, and that's why they look a bit ugly, but that protects everyone inside.
No, beauty's in the eye of the beholder, mate.
So a big fence all the way around it.
It's nice. It'd be good for the roos.
So 35 scale kit, really thick box. Look at that,
Big box.
big box.
What's the slats? Do you have to build the slats one by one?
Ah,
Or is it just panels? Oh, it's panels. Lucky.
makes it easier.
Lucky.
If you want to be an absolute masochist, you could probably go out and buy yourself some photo etch slats where you have to interlink every single one of them.
Really? Is that something that you do?
Not what I would do, but some people would.
You relace wheels because they're not right?
Yeah, but it's different to doing these. Imagine doing all that. Okay, so luckily all the slats are actually molded in these panels. Probably not as fine as it would be.
Is Jack buying one?
Jack's thinking about it.
I think Jack should buy one.
He asked about it.
Did he?
Yeah, this
Can-
gives you a better idea of the size.
Well,
of
if he
the
was
actual
buying one,
truck.
I'd like to
Pretty
get
big.
right in there and finger this box. You know what I mean?
rubbery tires. Oh, he hasn't committed yet. Got room for a turret there. It's got the 50 cal on the top. A couple of little hatches. That's where the drones would drop like little grenades and stuff.
Well,
in.
you keep it closed, mate. Don't leave the cat door open.
No, I mean if it's hot, you need a bit of air, right?
Put a bit of air conditioner to it. It's 2008 model. Bloody hell. Nan's 1983 Chimera has air conditioning.
Are you sure? What about power steering?
No, we got muscles,
We've
man.
got all the harnesses here. These are for the crew and also for the passengers.
What do you mean, passengers?
Because they're so big, they're designed as troop carriers as well. Particularly troop carriers. There's the bottom of the
Looks like a
chassis.
hull. Looks like
it
a
does.
boat
It's
hull.
curved, so it's a bit like a Bushmaster, right? So if it hits a mine, it will deflect the blast across the sides rather than go through the center.
Won't even spill their coffee.
Won't spill their coffee. You sure about that? You got all the axles, lots of bits. Do I need to go through everything? There's just so many bits.
You tell me.
There's the interior there.
Lots of painting.
Lots of bits. Look at all that.
Why
What's
is,
a
there so
soft
many,
bit?
why is there so many bits?
I don't know, there's just lots of bits.
How many screws is there?
A lot. Big truck, isn't it? There you go.
Does it
Got-
have photo etch?
I would imagine it's got some, but it doesn't look like it.
Is that questions that I should be asking?
No photo etch.
Where's
Yeah, it has some
Ming? Where's
decals.
Ming from?
Ming is Chinese.
Is it?
Yes. And Ming would be considered one of the better brands now.
How
Very
long
good
have
quality.
Ming been making kits for?
Ming, a number of years now. It's going to be at least 10 years.
Oh, really? So they're fairly young. So it's
Oh,
not like
fairly
they've been
young, yes.
around for 50 years, or 60
No.
years, or
They
70
don't have
years.
that sort of history.
10 years.
So they started off with
And
military
this is
stuff,
a-
but they've branched out into all sorts of things.
And this is a brand new kit.
Brand new kit.
So they've never done this before.
No.
Has anybody else done the Mastiff
I
too?
don't think so. I don't recall. I don't think so. There've been other trucks around.
Yep.
That's pretty impressive. 6x6 wheeled protected patrol vehicle.
Is the other one here that Jack just did?
I thought you left it in the cabinet. That's quite interesting, isn't it? That's also made by Ming.
Is it? Is
Yeah,
that a
the
Ming
truck,
model?
The truck itself isn't anything.
Well, while you grab the next one, I'm going
Yeah.
to go get another one of his models to break.
All right, why not?
Yeah?
Yep.
What do you reckon?
Yep.
All right. You
I'll help you break it.
you get stuck in.
All right. Well, there's your mass gift. Just stick it over there. What else we got? We have a new Panther. So Bing have made Panthers before, so this is just another version. And it's quite an interesting version. I quite like the Panther. Panther would be my favorite tank from World War II. And there've been quite a few modifications that they did do to the tank. And this, I guess, would be one of the later iterations. So it's got the, where am I going? Right here. It's got the sights. So there's the infrared sight, so they could actually do night fighting. And over here, there's the infrared searchlight. It's mounted on the side of the mantlet. And this is a late version Panther, so this is a Panther G. Let's have it from the top. All right, so over here you see all the new sort of bits. Now, Panther G was quite late in that had a lot of improvements. So the Gs had the last improvements ever fitted onto the Panther. Improvements of the mantlet, so it was actually a flat section here. Original Panthers had actually fully curved all the way around. They found that when shells hit across the top, quite often they'll deflect and
I'm
actually...
back. I'm
Oh.
back.
That's
So-
fast.
I was having.
They'll deflect and go into the hull. So being flat, it'll actually just bounce off or deflect straight off.
Who's deflecting?
Just one of the improvements on the Panther. Here we got the
Is
the
it a Black
infrared
Panther?
Black Panther.
How come it's not called a Panzer?
It is a Panther. Doesn't say Panzer on it though. But it is a Panzer. Panzer just means tank, right?
Oh, I thought Panzer meant Panther.
No. No, Panther means Panther.
I
Learn something new every day, hey?
That's it.
There you go. And then here's the mounted infrared spotlight on the side. So you've probably seen on other models of Panther Gs, they would have this. This was a late modification to take this light, but very rarely have any models included this light. So it's interesting that this version by Ming has actually included this one.
How come?
Well, I
It looks
guess,
like it would break off easy.
well, probably. I mean, you just screwed it on and used it at nighttime. So this is to help illuminate stuff. And then this massive sight here helped the commander see in the dark.
Is that because they were driving under UV?
Well, it's infrared, so it's like
Infrared.
so similar to UV but different wavelength. And then there's the unit. So these were fitted on some prototype vehicles, which apparently did see some action
Hot
towards the end of the war.
rolling, cast welding, and cutting textures.
So that'll be all these. So along the edges,
Yep.
just to make it look more realistic.
Okay.
I'll see if we can see that. So that wouldn't be new.
It's not new?
Let's see what's actually. Oh, look at
Oh, that
that. This
looks,
is this is for the masochist sinners.
that's gonna make a mess. of
What
your-
is this?
That's your tracks, isn't it?
That's right. And the tracks, each one of those tracks has two of these guys on it.
And does it have to be glued?
Yes.
Why couldn't they mold that on there? Because it wouldn't look realistic.
Yeah, because it's got a hole in it.
But when I paint that, it's going to be covered anyway.
Well, if you paint it, maybe. All right, so there's the tracks. This is part of the masochist kits, right?
Do they give you spares?
They do give you spares because the tanks actually had spares that hung off the side of the tank.
Because if you lost one, you'd be really upset.
You would. In general, there's 80 links per side, so you would have to do at least 160 links, I'd say. I got it here. We've got the road wheels
Why are they road wheels?
because they've got rubber on them. I don't know. They just call them road wheels.
Okay. Is it
And it's
air cooled?
interesting. Hey,
Is it air cooled?
it's no. I'm sure it's got liquid in it.
Okay.
Yeah. It's interesting that they've included these because these are the earlier type wheels. The later, like the Gs, I would have imagined would have had the steel wheels because towards the end of the war they ran out of
No
rubber,
rubber. No rubber.
and that's why they actually made synthetic rubber, which most tires are now. So that's where the technology came about. Before then, all tires were made of natural rubber. I think they ran out of rubber, so they made them steel instead. So they had a steel ring around them.
We should all be driving on steel wheels.
Should we? Well, these tiny things. They look painful, don't they?
Spark plugs.
I got no idea.
I have no idea. They look more chain link running gear or something.
Well, I think that's part of the suspension.
Or the rollers or
Yeah. So you got all the suspension. What do you call those? Can't remember. What's the wheels? Oh, there you go. There's the steel wheels. You see the difference?
what? So they have two sets of wheels.
Yeah. So they're giving you the early ones and the late ones. Because at some stages they did mix them up a bit when they ran out of stuff.
Did they?
Yeah. If they got like a wheel bent or blown off, they just find one from wherever they could.
Blown
it off.
off. Why would it get blown off?
Because I'll hit a mine. Don't go kaboom. So they had to fix these things, right?
Sounds
So
a
there
bit-
you go. That's interesting.
Sounds a bit violent.
All right. So this is all the new bits. Okay. Seeing this is a late model because there's the late model mantlet.
Ooh,
With flat end and all this late model toolbox. You've got all the infrared bits here, all the late steel wheels. Okay, interesting. Okay, so these parts would be from the regular Panther.
so it's not their first Panther.
No, we've had Panthers out for quite a while,
Panther's in the
and
jungle.
it's quite a complicated kit.
Is it?
Lots of bits.
Have you built one of these?
I haven't got one of these. No. I mean, you see the hull is in multiple parts
Would
already.
you like to?
I don't know. I like Panthers, but I don't know. Lots of clear bits. So you got all the periscopes.
Why would they have clear bit? They wouldn't have much glass on a tank, would they?
Well, they actually bulletproof glass, and that's how they looked out. They used periscopes,
Oh, really?
and they were spring loaded, so that if they got damaged, they can just pull it out and stick another one in there.
You know a lot about tanks.
That's interesting. So they've got these are the sidewalls for the Jäg Panther.
The what?
Jäg Panther.
Yag.
Yeah. So that's a late version, and they're giving you this because that's the late version engine deck with the interior heater and stuff. So you won't be using these bits there.
Interior heater.
Yeah, because during winter, the tank got pretty cold.
Did it?
Yeah, so I decided to
How long would you
redirect.
spend in a tank?
As long as you didn't get hit, I don't know, at least 5 minutes. And then you got the turret there, and that's multiple pieces too. And then you've got quite a bit of photo etch. So I've got the silver photo etch, which is the armor plates for the sides. That's like the spaced armor, a bit like the slat armor.
I reckon tanks would be really uncomfortable.
Probably would be. And then we've got the brass bits, and you've got the covers for the air intakes, and then there's these little pie-shaped things, which the crew use for covering up the mesh. The more you cover the mesh, the more hot air went into the cabin. So that was part of the heater. So they directed the air into the cabin to heat it up. So there you go. There's a lot there, isn't there?
Sounds like they were just worried about being warm. What about the noise? Imagine the noise and the harshness, and you'd have us all back.
Oh, for sure.
You'd probably be deaf.
I've got suspension. But imagine running on steel wheels. Got a little bit of give, and then you got no give, and bounce around everywhere.
Be a bit bouncy.
Yeah.
We'll
And
stick
you
that
got
one
shells
away.
going everywhere.
And that is Meng.
That's Meng. Meng Panther. Late with infrared.
Infrared Panther.
Infrared bits.
That's like a shark with laser beams. An infrared panther.
Is it?
I'm calling it.
Is that like Jaws with cybernetic bits?
Cybernetic. Cybertronic.
Cybertronic. There you go.
What have we got, guys?
Oh, we've been missing some bits here. What have I missed?
Well, it's because you've been gas bagging on about
sorry,
Panthers.
Sorry.
You get excited. You
Where
love
are
your
up to?
tanks.
We've got
Mm-hmm.
our Stone Farmer is visiting from California.
Hey,
It's
Stone
dark,
Farmer.
Dark and hot. I reckon it's dark because it's probably nighttime
Where's it hot?
in California.
Oh, in California.
It's not hot here.
Not here. Not in Melbourne.
No.
It's actually quite wintry outside at the minute.
Mm.
It's actually quite mild though for this time of year. I don't
Mm.
think I've had the heater on once yet.
Well, it was colder before, wasn't it? All right, here we go. We've got,
What have we got?
is this right? Here's Jeff coming on.
What's Jeffy got?
Bob Jane drove Chev Camaro ZL. Is that right?
Bob Jane drove it. Chef Camaro. I'm not sure. Could be.
Is it?
I'm not sure.
I don't know. I don't know. That's absolutely.
I don't know. I'm
Correct.
waiting for somebody that knows more than me to clarify. I reckon it's 1972 Chef Camaro ZL1, but nobody's given me a racetrack
No, not yet.
or an event.
Oh, we got Bathurst here, but I thought I'd bring this up. Stone
It's
Farmer
not, it's not Bathurst.
did he miss where the Fosters was partaken of? No, you haven't missed that.
The Fosters.
But I think we'll be having some beers later, won't we?
The Fosters part.
No, we didn't have any beer yet.
Not yet.
No,
Earned a beer today.
no. So where was it? It was.
What?
Jeff thinks it was Bathurst,
It was not Bathurst.
not Bathurst.
South. Can we say south?
South.
South.
Ah,
Yeah?
you can say that.
Yeah, south. Bathurst is too north for this car. South. Okay.
All right.
What else we got? Any more weights?
Weights.
We didn't get the weight, did we?
Oh, hang on. I've got. Is that cows, please?
Late model Panther. Well, you
It
said
was.
you said
It
you
was
can
a late
build.
model Panther.
You said you could build the Panther many ways.
I've had a few different versions in there.
Yeah. Like three
Yeah.
different Panthers,
In
would you say?
general, yeah. So in general, the version that they show on the box is a very late version.
Yep.
So very late version G. And then just Scotty is saying hello from Washington State.
Oh wow!
G'day, mate.
Got some Americans on.
We
How
have.
cool is that? America, heck yeah!
All right. What else we got?
Don't say anything inappropriate.
Oh,
That's
here's
what I did.
this is about what you were saying about tanks inside.
What?
Tanks were rarely comfortable, extremely hot or bitter cold.
Yep.
So I guess you get the heater in there, and it sort of becomes
and
mild.
then you'd be hot. They wouldn't have had air conditioning. They wouldn't have cared for that. No?
Yeah.
Wombat as an American. Well known as Fosters. Radio. Yeah, well, this car's not really going to suit you. I mean, it's actually an American car.
It is.
No?
Mm.
So they're not going to know much about the Australian touring cars back then,
No.
in 1972, what we were racing.
No.
But yeah, so apparently they raced Chevrolet Camaros.
Really?
Well, I don't know. Probably just really offended a lot of people. Right, what are we looking at?
Are we looking at something else? Something that Jack may have brought in,
No.
or are we going to look at this?
I'm not looking at that.
What else are we looking
I'm
at?
gonna
You
do
got something else?
I'm going to do a tutorial.
Let's go to the tutorial.
And you're going to do a tutorial.
What do you mean?
You promised me.
Did I?
You were going to do a cooking. You're going to cook up some sprue goo.
Oh,
And I was going to cook up some speed, some traction.
I'm totally unprepared.
Are you?
Yeah, because I didn't bring anything.
No, no sprues. No.
No. No goo.
It's been like that. No, what I'm going to do, now we've
Mm.
talked a lot about tyres lately.
What's that thing?
You probably might want to move that,
Maybe?
mate. Maybe. I don't want to splash it.
How's that?
That could be safe for the moment. We're looking at the overhead. What have I got here, Beach?
That's a little motory device.
It's a tyre sander. I'm going to do a little segment on preparing your race tyres. I'm going to do it live. It's been a
Wow.
while since we've done a tutorial, isn't
Alright.
it?
It
We
is,
used to
mate.
do it all the time, I feel. Did soldering and all sorts.
We did. What are you
No?
doing?
I'm trying to get my arbor off.
That's right.
My arbor off.
The arbor is this bit. That's a bit butchery, isn't it?
What?
Oh, there you go. This is just a little bit tight.
Tight
So
like-
here we go. We've got
I
a
was
little,
tight
little
like a
device
tiger.
here.
What does it do?
It spins tires.
Spins tyres and wheels. Now, we use them really commonly in 1/10 touring car and on-road racing. We use it on our rubber tyres. We use it to clean and prepare them.
It's actually real light. I'm surprised.
Yep. That's our sweet Hearns racing one.
Right. Okay.
Now, and you can just use, I've got an old battery pack for this,
So this arbor has got a standard touring car.
12 mil hex.
Yep.
If we want to call it that, which we should because that's what it is.
And you're plugging that into a battery now to power it
Yeah.
up.
Just a little battery. You can use a power supply in most applications. I just like to use it in a little
Zippy.
zippy. Keeps it all safe.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So that comes with.
So we've got a little battery. It's all,
Yep.
all plugged in there. Just a 2S battery. You can use 1S. Then we've got a directional switch here.
Yeah.
Forward, backwards, and we've got a speed adjustment.
Speed adjustment. Oh, it's variable. Oh wow. Okay.
And it's got lights on the front to dictate RPM. I don't know if the camera's seeing that.
Oh, you can easily. Okay.
Now, why would you have direction?
For each side of the car.
That's right, left
They
and
spin in
right.
different ways.
Left and right because they spin different ways.
Right.
Now it's not something
Well, that's
that
a lucky guess, wasn't it?
it's not something that I'm not racing at the highest level at the moment. Let's be honest.
Pretty high though.
I'm not. But if you were doing a really good job on your race tires,
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what do you do?
I've got a packet of brand new Sweep DX36Rs here.
Right.
Yep. Sweep DX36Rs.
Yeah.
So what I'm going to do,
Okay, so this is your prep before you use them
Yeah.
on a race meet.
I'm saying that this is my prep before I use them on a race meet.
Okay. All right, so this is brand spanking new.
So strap yourself in. This is going to be a little tire tutorial.
Okay,
so
so
we
you
put
screw
it
that
on.
on.
I put it on my tire chewer. And I spin it. How good is that? That is so nicely balanced. Yeah?
Hmm.
So what I like to do is spin them all up. Now the reason I spin them all up to see if there's one which is out of balance.
And you can fix the balance, right? By using
You
some
can
weights.
you can fix the balance.
Lead tape or something like that.
Perfectly balanced again. So you can balance them if they need to be.
If it was out of balance,
These-
it'll be full on flapping about, wouldn't
yeah, I should have bought one. You know, there's other manufacturers out there that their tires, they're like 50-cent pieces. It's not going to mean too much to the Americans, but they're really out of round and out of
Yeah.
balance. And
Yep.
this thing will bounce across the table, go, and fall off the table and try and eat you.
it? Try and eat you.
Yeah. Runs
Right.
up your face and everything, you know. You got tire marks everywhere. You got to strap the thing to the bench.
Oh, no.
So I'll spin. See, I've got all four of them now in the packet.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I don't have? Permanent marker.
You want a permanent marker?
Yeah, permanent marker.
Oh, I'll try and find you one.
Anyway, doesn't matter. It's all right.
I've got.
Perfect. I am really happy with that. Have you got one? Yep. Have you got one?
Got a Sharpie.
A Sharpie.
What are you doing
Okay.
with that?
Now, what I will do with this is I will mark the inside of the wheel 1 to 4.
Mm.
Now, usually, if I do have one that's a little bit out of balance or more out of balance, I will always put that on the rear, not on the front.
Okay.
Because when we run these high-tech touring car tires these days,
Yes.
generally don't rotate them.
Right.
Okay. Or change the direction of them.
So what are you writing on?
So I'm just putting on dots.
Oh, dots.
Yeah, and if otherwise I can put, if I'm changing compounds or whatever, I can put
Yep.
what it is.
Right.
But it's also got 140, so that helps. Well, each one of these sweep tires is stickered for quality control.
Yep.
And for ease.
Yep.
And for big events.
Yep.
So I'm numbering them 1 to 4. Okay.
All right. So 3 dots on that one.
3 dots on this one and 4 dots on that one.
Yeah.
And that's where that tire is going to live.
Yeah.
Okay.
So in your mind, you've already set out which corner is number 1, number 2.
Yeah. Number 1 is always the driver.
Right.
In my mind.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right.
So we've got number 1.
Yeah.
Is going to be the front right.
Okay.
In Australia, we drive on the right hand side of the car.
Mhm.
Again, Americans are going to be all confused.
Yes.
But yeah, so front right. 2 is going to be front left.
Yep.
3 is going to be rear right.
Yep.
And 4 is going to be rear left.
Right. Okay.
And that's never going to change. Okay.
Yep.
And that's also, now we can work on direction.
Okay.
Yeah. So the first thing I do here, and this is straight from my pit bag.
Oh, I got these things.
Yeah, you don't believe me. These are my 9 steps mini sanding sticks.
Yeah.
Have a look how much hard time it's had.
Oh, it's had a hard time with you, hasn't it?
No?
Take a bit of rubber off it.
Take a bit of
Yeah.
rubber off it.
Okay.
Okay, now we'll
So
leave
what
that.
are we doing?
We'll leave that set up
So you
here.
got to work out which way to spin it.
So which way is it spinning? Forward.
Is it? It's going this way. What? Across the top like this.
It's going across the top.
Okay.
Yeah?
Yeah.
So you know what? That's the way we're going to sand it.
Okay.
Yeah?
Yeah.
So, but what I'm going to do is I don't want to generate any heat. So I've got my bit of cleaner here. Got a bulk supply of Dominate, which
Right.
is a really good water-based cleaner.
Right.
So it's not unsafe. It's really good for helping you clean your tires safely and responsibly.
Mm-hmm.
Other products like Worth, brake cleaner and stuff like that,
Yeah.
very, very harsh.
Right.
And this is something that's going to excite you. You didn't know what
is
this is. This is a product, well, white foam. It's probably trademarked, but I'm going to call it Magic Eraser.
Oh, is that what you mean?
This is Magic
I've got that
Eraser.
at home. I didn't know what you're talking about.
Magic Eraser.
Is it? What's magic about it?
It cleans magically.
Oh, that's it.
Yeah. Right.
All right.
And I've got my sanding stick. So all I want to do on this first pass is see this little, and you can't see it on this new mold. This new mold from Sweep is phenomenal. Is I just want to get that center line off.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
Now I'm not going to do all 4 because
Take a bit of time. Okay,
No.
so what have you done there? You
take
just,
a little bit of time.
you just sprayed some.
I sprayed a little bit of the tire cleaner on it,
Yeah.
a little bit of soap, effectively,
Yeah.
and I'm just going to spin this up ever so slightly,
Just across the center seam.
just across the center seam. And a lot of purists don't even like doing that.
What do they do?
The fast guys, they will either use like a cuticle remover, so they're not getting any heat at all in the tire,
Right.
or they will use nippers. God hand
Oh,
nippers.
really?
God hand nippers are a big favorite.
But
But I'm a bit rough.
how do they use the nippers?
The side cutters.
Oh,
All the way
really?
around.
And cut it all the way.
All the way around.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Wow.
It's quite an art. So again, we've got the direction,
Yep. You put a little bit of liquid on it.
a little bit of liquid. Yeah.
Yep.
And
And how
then
far are you going to take down that center until it's even?
I just want to remove the tip.
Oh, that's it.
I
Okay.
just want to take it off. You can see there.
Want to go in a bit tighter?
Yeah.
Oh.
I have just cleaned it off flat.
Right. Okay.
Right.
And you can probably see it across here, right?
And that is it. Okay.
So what's a freshy one look like?
So that's what the freshy one looks like.
Oh, can't see.
Can we see? Is the camera picking it up?
Oh, that's the idea. Oh, there you go. You can
So
see that little
it's,
line there.
it's only micro.
Yeah.
But we want to make sure that when we put the car on the track for the very first lap,
Yeah.
it's got all the surface working.
Right. Okay.
Yeah. So I've used a bit of the soap
Because if
on
you
there.
don't take that, it'll just be run on that center line for a little
Effectively. It
Yeah.
will wear off, of course.
Yes, yes, yes,
But-
yes. But you want maximum performance.
Maximum performance
from
straight
the
off.
get-go.
Of course, it's a brand new tire.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we've got that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, next step in my tire prep is the Magic Foam, the Magic Eraser.
Oh,
And
all right.
again, with that, I'm going to soak that up with my cleaner.
Right. So there's quite a lot of soap in the sponge
It's
now.
quite a lot of soap in there, and I want to sort of, again with the direction.
It's like giving it a shampoo.
It is exactly like giving it a shampoo.
I don't know why I say that because I don't know how to shampoo anymore.
No, you've forgotten.
Yeah.
Now, what this is going to do is remove any mold agent off the tire
Right.
and prepare the surface.
Right.
It's going to generate a little bit of heat, but I don't want it to smoke.
Right.
Now, I don't know if you can feel that.
There's a little bit of warmth in it.
Probably just a little bit of warmth.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Again, being mindful of the direction
Yep.
and just giving it a little rub, a little shampoo, and you can see the blackness because the sponge was new.
Yep. Okay, so it's taking a little bit of material off.
It's taking a little bit of material off. You
Right.
can see here on the table.
Yep. Oh, there's little bits here.
Now, what I'm going to do is going to wipe it off.
Oh, hang on. Move that up a bit. There we go. Okay, so it's clean there.
Now, feel how sticky that is.
Oh, wow.
Wow. Huh? That is like next level sticky. Yeah? So what that's done is opened up all the pores on the tire.
Right.
So it's opened up all the pores. We haven't taken anything, but that is sticky. I don't really want to touch it because it's putting your oils on it.
Oh, I
Okay.
just touched it.
That's okay. This is just a demo. So, yeah. Next run. So
Traction compound.
at this point now,
Mhm.
I would generally put them on the car.
Right.
Yep.
Okay, so they go onto the
They
car
they
now.
go onto the car. You would do your other ones.
Yeah.
Again, so this one being on the other side of the car, you can either hold the tire sander over so you don't get confused,
Yep.
or just do reverse direction.
Right.
Yep.
Okay.
Sand it in the right direction.
Yep.
And you want to sand your tires after really at the highest level after every run.
So the same procedure.
Well, you won't be using this one. You
Yeah.
won't
Because you
actually,
don't know the center
but you'll be
anymore.
getting rid of the graining.
Yep.
You might use a really fine. So that was a 240 grit what I started off with.
Yep.
You might use a really fine, like a 600 or a 400.
Yep.
So the graining is, I should have bought a second hand set, is when it gets
Yep.
all like fluffy.
Yeah.
And like all tear marks in it.
Okay.
You want to get that away to almost shiny
Yes.
and really, really smooth.
Okay.
More surface area
Yes.
and repair the rubber.
Yep.
Now at this point, this is when we put it on the car, and then 15 minutes before your race, you want to put traction compound.
Okay.
Okay. Now, two of the most favorite traction compounds that we have is the ATS Hearns Hobbies traction additive.
Yep.
And this is super, super popular for a very good reason.
Mhm.
It works, and it works bloody well.
Yes.
Okay. But it is like a known danger, and it is toxic.
Yep.
So you do have to be very careful when you're using it.
Yeah.
Especially around kids and that sort of stuff. So you do need to treat it like you're working with a harsh chemical,
Mhm.
because it is. But you put that on there,
Mhm.
and I'll use this one because it's open. This ATS one's actually not open.
Okay. And
So
then the TDK
This
one
is a TDK one. So this is the one that I generally use, especially with my off-road tires out at Keeler and the oil thing.
Yeah.
Because we do clean them and use a bit of tire goop.
Yeah.
And this is the stuff we use. Now, what you want to make sure,
So this stuff is non-toxic.
this stuff is non-toxic. So it's a little bit like you don't want to drink it or anything like that, but it is non-toxic.
Hmm.
So you want to wash your hands before you eat and stuff.
Yeah.
But if you get it in your eye, it's not going to make you blind.
That's a good thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's not going to kill you or give you cancer.
That's a good thing too.
Yeah. So you just want to put the tiniest little dot, and it's hard when you're only doing. So usually I'll put it on the cars on the stand. I'll put 1, 2, 3, 4
Right.
dots
Across the top. Yeah.
across the top.
Yep.
And then you just turn it over
Okay. With the residue that's on it.
with the residue,
Okay. And just coat the rest of it.
and that is too much. See how it's a really like a thick film, like it's
Yeah, it's hanging on there, isn't
it's
it?
a
So
really
like a
it's
wet
really
coat.
hanging on there. It's like a wet coat.
So how? What? So you want a thin coat on, do you?
So you really want a thin coat. You really don't
okay.
want the tire to be wet.
But you still want it looking wet.
Sort of, but you want
So
it to look,
glossy, but not thick.
yeah.
Okay.
So just like that.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now I know that's probably going to be impossible to see on camera. You want it wet, but you don't want it pooling, especially
Oh, I can see
around,
it.
especially around the bottom of the cups, because because when you put your tire warmers on, the cups will just pool at the bottom.
Right.
Okay. So you put that on 15 minutes before your race.
Yep.
Bang the tire warmers on.
Yep.
Boom. You want
And
to put
cook it in.
You want to cook it in. You want to put 50, 60 degrees.
Right.
15 minutes before your race. Then just before your race, you take it off, and that should be completely dry. If you've applied it properly, it should be completely dry. If it's not dry at that point, you want to wipe it off, put the warmer back on quickly. Yep. Power your car up and everything. Take it to the grid.
Right.
And at big races, we'll generally take our cars to the grid with the warmers on.
Yep.
So they won't be the box and everything, but you leave the cups on the car.
Yes.
Yeah. To retain that heat.
Yes.
Because you've usually got to tech your car, check your battery voltage, and put it down. So you go out with your tire warmers, go out. You'll do maybe 3/4 of a lap or half a lap, because you don't want to wear off your tire group and keep your tires fresh. And boom, you've got the fastest tire going.
Right.
And that's how you prepare and do a modern sweep tire.
There's a little bit of method to it, but it's not difficult, is
There's
it?
a little bit of method to it. And the more you look after your tires and treat them, the longer they last and the faster they go.
Right.
It's not like when we race, when I race phaser, you're not allowed to use any traction additive.
Yeah.
You are allowed to clean them and buff them, but on principle, I don't, because it's not something that new people should feel that they have to do.
Absolutely.
So you just put them on and go.
But if you're at the very, very top,
If you're at
you
the
have
top,
to go
or
absolutely
if you want to get the most out of your tires, it's as simple as that. If you demand the most out of your tires and you want the absolute most performance, that's a very good sort of basis of technique. And everybody's got their own superstitions and their own little ways. And then when it comes off track, again, you'll generally clean it. You'll just use the cleaner.
Yes.
You'll use the magic eraser.
Yes.
Hopefully, if it's not too fluffy, grainy. If it is grainy, then you'll use a very light sandpaper.
Yes.
Again, you'll get it back to sort of, see this matte finish. You won't get it back to gloss.
Yeah.
But you'll get it back to the matte finish there in the center.
Yeah.
So you'll get it like the matte finish there in the center. You won't get it to the gloss.
Yeah.
And then at that point, when the tire's warm from that, then you think about putting them back on the car. That's why a lot of people will use setup wheels or a second set of wheels for their car for setup, because they're race tires. They really don't want to touch them. And then every run, as a precaution, you always check the gluing and the tearing, and particularly if you've damaged it.
Yeah.
From running over gutters and curbs, especially on the outside ridge, you want to take your wheel off and check every one, because that's when, before you do any of this prep, this is when you want to be fixing it. So you just might be the slightest little bead, put it aside for 5 minutes, and make sure that is dry before you put it on the tire sander. Otherwise, you'll get a big super glue spray across your face.
That's not nice, is it?
Not nice at all.
No.
Bit of tire prep and a bit of DX36.
There you go.
Yeah.
That's pretty educational, isn't it?
Is it?
Yeah.
Well, I thought it's been a while since we've done a tutorial. So
Sure.
And everybody's got their own ways, and I'm happy to learn. If I've done anything wrong, guys, or if I need to change it, because I actually haven't raced for a while, if I need to change my technique, let me know. I'm more than happy. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
People that, I've been doing it like this for years, there's always something new. The tire technology changes, the methods change.
Everything evolves.
I'm always happy to learn, and because I don't race, it's like something that we were doing years ago. But I have attended a few big events lately, and yes.
And that's the way to do it.
Some of the fastest guys.
Yep.
And that's why we sell so many of these little sanding sticks to the RC guys. They go, these aren't from these. Yeah, they don't wear. We see how much you use it. Yeah. But yeah.
Very good.
Bit of tire tips with Brett.
How about we go back?
Go back to the car.
Because
what have you got? I'm gonna have to break out the scales.
Tony P, is it Bob James Camaro at Calder Park?
More south, Tony P.
More south. And
yes, Tony P, I have put one of those F1s aside for you. And if you've only just tuned in, that's the Porsche big one. You might want to go back and rewatch 10 minutes ago.
Yeah, got your name on it.
It does, literally. Tony P.
All right, so let's get some weights happening.
It is more south than Calder Park.
Okay.
Yeah?
Yeah.
It is 1972.
Yep.
All right.
So this was, what were the guesses on this again?
I like reweighing it because I know how much it weighed before.
I really weigh it because I keep forgetting. All right, so it was a 960 and a 978. It's in between that.
It's in between that. There's been lots of in-betweens. It's grown a bit.
It's grown a bit.
It's grown a bit.
It's grown a bit.
I don't know how.
Because of the angle.
It's lost a bit.
And it's all about the angle, eh?
Anyway,
Okay,
we know
so it's
exactly how much it
between
weighs.
978 and 960. Oh, we got Anthony's come on. 966.
966. Let's just put it on the overhead and be done with it.
Yeah?
Yeah.
All right.
I've got the scales here. Everybody can see the scales.
Oh, not yet. Hang on. I just covered it up.
Did you?
There you
Yeah,
go.
it's fine.
You zeroed it off. All right, zeroed. No, it's not zeroed.
Oh, they're tricky. They're so scientific, these ones. Look,
There you go.
don't breathe on it. Don't breathe on it.
$972 for 1972.
What, 1973?
Oh, is it? It's 73 now, is it?
Yeah.
No, it's 973 now.
I don't know. That's not what it measured before either.
Oh, well. Well, that's what it is.
If you guessed 970, 971, or 972, or 3,
That's pretty close.
you're a winner.
Yeah.
You're a winner in our books
Yeah.
because that's what our scientific scales tell
So
us.
there you go. Just Scotty did 972.
And the car itself, since nobody guessed the car itself, this,
Should I have a close look at it?
yeah, we'll have a close look at it. Yeah, you do it because you're
What
probably
am I
better
doing?
at it than me.
Doing
No,
what? What am I
I'm
doing?
always getting my junk all up in there.
Junk? What do you mean?
I've always got my fingers in there where I shouldn't. So
All right, what about
this
here?
is a Chevrolet Camaro.
A what?
It's a Chevy Camaro
Right.
from 1972, Simmons Plains.
Simmons Plains.
That's a racetrack in Tasmania, for those of you who don't know. It won second place at that race. And for those of you who don't know why the car's significant, neither do I.
Came second.
Came second.
Yep.
They probably already did the first place car, so
Well,
They're
that's
making
right.
it-
So let's make the second one.
we'll make the second one. And probably next year they'll do the third place one. But yeah, so a second place car. I can't even tell you who drove it, but a good chance it was Bob Jane. I don't know. We have to Google it. You guys out there are smarter than me. Have a look at that engine. It's got the SBC in it. Do you know what SBC is?
Super big.
It's a small block Chevy.
Oh, is it?
350 Chev.
What are we looking at? Down here. Has this got one of those little pushy things under
Might
it?
have a dunger.
Can you see the pushy thing?
It doesn't have.
Because sometimes they've got a pushy thing to help you. Oh, there it is.
I'm going to take you, when your wife goes away, I'm going to take you to the optometrist
Why?
because you were struggling today.
I struggle all the time.
I know. Here we go. Have a look at that. Look at that beautiful detail. I like the fact it doesn't have an air filter on it because you can actually see more of the engine.
What is that plumbing? Is that Earl's plumbing?
Earl, yes. Old Aero Clip, the blue and the red.
Yes.
Yeah. That was I don't know if it was the start, but that was like aerospace engineering
Right.
on hot rods.
Right.
So that was anodized aluminium fittings, machine stuff. So not just hose clamps, it was braided lines and fittings.
So braided line and make sure nothing expanded and popped.
Male and female, and it was easy to work on. You take the spanner and anybody who's worked on a car with those things know how the opposite of easy to work on they are. Because
Right.
they scratch and mark so easily.
Is this open?
I'm glad you're going to break it.
I don't think that opens.
Well, you're about to find out if it opens or if the back wing just comes off.
Oh, it does open.
Not only does it open, but it's got
the back wing stays on.
the back wing stays on and it shows us the whole fuel system. So it's got the old drop tank sort of fuel cell in there. It's got 2 fuel pumps. It's got the fast filler. So they would have had to pop the tank in the old days to fill that up.
How'd they get into there? Was it an angled neck?
Probably, well, either
Like a
that
toilet
or
duct?
either that or it was actually removable. Would have been
Oh,
removable with pins, I'd say. But I don't know. A bit before my time. 1972.
how good is it? Look at the
How good is it?
Gleam coming off it.
Honestly, for the value for money that you get with these die cast,
Yeah.
the finish is amazing. And I'm sure that you appreciate it much more than I as a model builder, that
Mm.
it's really hard to get that sort of detail finish on your car.
It is.
You
It
know?
takes a lot of hard work.
And these guys just make it look easy
Mm.
for like $300 or whatever they are underneath that.
Yeah.
They are absolutely phenomenal value and really iconic Australiana.
Look at that. So these are fresh, just come in.
They came in yesterday, didn't they?
They did.
And there was a few more as well.
Yes.
Can I say what they were? There was a
Yeah.
EH and an LJ. There was an LJ XU1 50th anniversary gold. And
Is it?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Oh, you got the boxes there.
They're over there.
I'm going from the top of my head, and you're looking at the
I'm
boxes.
looking at them. It's easier.
And we've got a Holden EH utility
Yeah.
in the really cool grey colour.
What do they call it? Gundagai grey.
Gundagai.
Why is Gundagai grey?
It's got the dog on the tucker box.
That's not grey.
The dog on the
Yeah.
tucker box. The dog would
Both.
have been blue healer, wasn't it?
Yeah, it's blue.
On that note, I think we should wind this one up, Beach.
I think so.
I think we're getting tired and delirious.
Absolutely.
And
All right. That was an interesting show, wasn't it?
153.
That's it. Thanks everyone for joining us.
Thank you for joining us. I hope you enjoyed it. Keep a lookout on our socials. We've got some adventures with our trucks, haven't we?
We have. Really fun.
Yeah, and if you're at Knox on the weekend, come past and say hi. Yeah, thanks for watching, guys. Keep up the
stuff.
good work. Thank you.
Very good. See you later. Bye.